sickynar for VVVVVV. Take it away.
Heyo, hello, I'm sickynar, and this is VVVVVVVVV. Okay,
There's a
so
lot more V's than it shows on the screen.
yeah, I lose count
I think
most of the
I
time.
think it's including the V from the
It's
view
the
credits.
DLC.
Dang, dude.
One new V for every megabyte. So speaking of Terry Kavanagh, this is one of his creations. This game is really cool, a lot of platforming, but I'll get into that. Just going to say really quick, this is any percent no telejumping, which the true any percent of this game is very fast. It's less than a minute real time. And it's more technically interesting than I think visually appealing, so this category is really fun. You get to go to all the levels and save all your little friends. So it's kind of why it's kind of a really fun, marathon category. I'll do countdown when I hit start game, so I'll just do a countdown, and if we're ready, I'm going to go ahead and... So in 6 Vs. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. So I'm going to do some mashing. There's a few text boxes right out the gate. Also, I have screen shake on because it's really fun to look at for a marathon, even though it makes the game really hard to play. So we're going to do a glitch right now. And glitch. So you can self-destruct in this game, which is actually designed as a fail-safe for all the homemade levels, because things can be game tested to the same extent they were in the original design. It's just nice in case you create something that could potentially soft lock on your custom maps. It's a thing you could do. But when they were porting the game and continuing its development, they kind of kept it in the vanilla game, which you can actually use to perform a lot of weird glitches, like exiting cutscenes, as you saw I did. And what that did was an immediate sequence break. We're going to Space Station 2, which we skipped Space Station 1. And we'll revisit it later, don't worry, but it's just not fast to do it at the very beginning. Every single area in this game, that's one of the only 2 trinkets we'll ever collect in this category. Oh no. Okay, so look, it's a V. In this category, what we're tasked to do is kind of in the plot of this game, there's a spaceship that you and your other V friends are riding, and you get caught in this little interdimensional rift. And we just have to go to all the different areas and collect all the friends who have been kind of, what's the word? Oh no. There is a bit of input lag here, but I think it'll be okay. So yeah, like I was saying, basically that just means we have to go to every single part of this universe. Each area has its own little quirk. So this area, the thing with this is moving platforms and moving projectiles. Some things are hostile to us, and some things we have to stand on, to get by. And this one's kind of cycle-based. There's a really fast way to do this. It's not a frame-perfect trick, but you kind of have to buffer a flip. You have like a frame or two between dropping down to actually hit a flip. And you can actually exploit that to hit quick cycles in this game. Kind of in a lot of other classic games like Mega Man and stuff, this game kind of lends itself to going really fast. Like, oh no. Okay, so like basically what I mean is that like you can actually catch a lot of really quick cycles as long as you're like if you just keep moving. It's kind of funny the way they design it like that. So some stuff feels really seamless. Here's a lot of checkpoints. Coming up is one of my favorite rooms. Well, actually this room first. So here's a little Easter egg. This last spike is fake, so I could just touch it like that. Yay, haha. And busted! Oh, I got busted. And we're fine. Okay, and this is one of my least favorite rooms because it's really hard. Okay, so this is kind of the final stretch of this area. Here's a little interesting part. And okay, we're through. That part always scares me. And so now you can see we've saved our first person. I forget all of their names. I just know that they all start with V. There's quite a few. There's Violet. You're Viridian. You're the blue man. So you've saved them. Now we're going to go back to the central hub, which is like kind of the core ship. We're always sent back there after these little sequences. You can just buffer an input there and it goes straight to this. No cutscene here. We're just going to keep going. Also, you'll notice he's kind of sad looking right now. He kind of has this weird visual glitch where when you do that self-destruct at the very beginning, he just kind of looks indefinitely sad until certain parameters will change it, like when you go to a new region. Like in some parts of the game, he just starts smiling again. I'm not really exactly sure how it works, but this new area, you kind of see immediately what quirk is. This is called the warp zone that we're going to, and there's a lot of these little warp portals which look super crazy. This is a big M that we're going to do here. Anyways, there's not really ever a good time to do some shout-outs here, but I just want to do a quick, during the 2.2 port of this game runs at 29 FPS in the Steam version, and the reason is just because when it went from Flash to C++, there were some funny little quirks in the coding. And actually, I was just really curious, and I was poking around in Cheat Engine looking at this game, and I couldn't make heads or tails of a lot of it. So actually, a gentleman named Flybit, who is one of the main 2.2 devs for this game, I shot him an email and asked him about it, and he got back to me with this incredibly detailed documentation about how the game works. And how the internal clock works, and it was super cool because he kind of just answered everything I wanted plus more, and we kind of had a an exchange there on email and stuff, and it was just a really pleasant experience. And so the developers of this game have been nothing but really helpful, and really just kind of yeah, just vocal to the speedrunning community. Almost got a quick cycle. So yeah, just shout outs to Flybit. Let's see. This room is funny because you just literally just have to tap that as fast as you can, and you'll always get it. Okay. So this one, there's still a lot of cycles in this area. See if I can get this. Oh no, I forget about that one. And, oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. Whee! Okay. So, yeah, this area, it not only has warp points, but it has wrapping screens, which, so you see a lot of these rooms get a little confusing. You kind of have to know where you're going to go in these warp points because, it just totally changes the layout on you. There's not really anything intuitive about these warp points. I have a little bit of a setup here to do this one. Okay, cool. Yeah, and some of them are really fishy because, like, you're kind of going up and down, left and right. Okay, so I'm glad I got through that in one try. That part's really scary. Let's hope I don't do the thing here. Okay, I didn't do the thing. Sometimes if you flip too early, you'll fall and you'll go into those top-bottom parts, and then you actually have to walk all the way around, and it's really annoying. But I didn't do it, so... and then another shout out I want to do is you'll notice every single room except for the overworld levels like this one, they have names. They have like little clever quirky nicknames for each part. The gentleman who did that, who was kind of tasked with that process during the development, was Bennett Foddy, who is also known for developing a game known as Getting Over It, which is very cool. And it's kind of funny how there's just, a small world. He's just, helping out with this game, giving sub names. But yeah, so full circle there. If you haven't played that game, it's also very fun. It's really hard in a different way than this one is. So this is the tower, and the tower is it's kind of it's the auto scroller part of this game, and he kind of does it. Terry Cavanaugh kind of did the auto scroller thing in a really cool way. He kind of did a little spin on it. As straightforward as it looks, we're going to be doing a few little unintended optimizers, such as a death warp, like that. When you do a death warp, the game forces its centers. Ooh, I'm not going to make this because I flubbed the beginning. Let's see if I can. You have like no time to do this. I figured. Okay, so let's do this. The better start here. Like you know if you messed it up right at the beginning, like I knew. I just knew. Anyway, so we're going to be exploiting the fact that the game like resets your location when you hit these checkpoints, even if. It doesn't account for the fact that it's giving you a little bit of an advantage. It just kind of is following a code there, so we're going to be doing that. And it saves, I think, like fractions of a second when you do all of them optimally. It's hilarious how it looks really cool, but it's maybe a little more trivial than one might think. Oh wait, there we go. So this part you can take the stairs down here, but I kind of want to do a fun little thing. And we're good. Okay, so. You have plenty of time to do that. Basically, those spikes are activated when you enter like that bottom region, and it's funny because Viridian's hitbox is like a weird little sliver like inside of him. I think his like head can be in the spikes or his like feet a little bit, and it doesn't really matter. Not that I'm gonna tempt fate or anything. So this is kind of the last part. It kind of does that same little quirk here. You have more time, but it's actually more execution harder because it's just so narrow here. Ooh, I hate this part because. Okay, and we're good. So. That's the tower. It's funny, if you're doing map completion %, where you just have to visit every place on the map, you actually perform one of those telejumps that's just like you glitch the game and go in there, and you visit it for like one screen, and then you leave because the tower bisects the overworld map, and if you look, it counts as a single screen. So once you enter it once, you're like done. You don't even need to do it. Here is what we call an intermission. Okay. Good start. Good omen. Okay. Oh, goodness. Oh. Okay, so here's the gimmick about this part. We found one of our friends here, but it's not over yet. We actually have to guide him through this kind of topsy-turvy in-between zone of the universe on foot. And the quirk is that, okay, cool. You can beat that cycle if you're fast. I was almost not fast. But he can only move on foot, and he only moves when you're walking. So you kind of have to, he doesn't have the same abilities Viridian has, of flipping and going all around the place. So he's kind of, we have to kind of, we have to work around that. I'm going to go for a little interesting cycle skip here, which involves taking a death there. Let's see. With the input discrepancy on this PC, I actually don't know if I can. Let's try it a few times. Yes. Okay. Cool. So that's that. It saves like 4 seconds from like the the vanilla version. Of course, if you get it first try. But it looks really cool. So I'm glad I got it. It's pretty funny in like execution heavy. Here's one of the only places in like the vanilla game where you actually have to use a self-destruct to send you back to this checkpoint so that this dude can actually follow you in the proper direction. So that's the intermission. There's 2 of these technically, but we only see one of them because we're gonna perform an intermission skip, which actually in the casual game. Yeah, we're gonna do that. So this is Space Station 1. If everyone remembers, this is the place we skipped at the beginning, but we're done. Oops. Yeah. Okay, so made a little mistake. I think this will be okay, though. This cutscene isn't supposed to play out. Let's see here. But I think we're fine. Let's see. Yeah, I think we're okay. I'm going to go to the lab. So there's a funny glitch you can do there. Actually, no. Let me see. I have to quit the menu. Let's try that again. Yes. I think this is right. Okay. Let's find out what happens. I'm gonna go to the lab like we're supposed to. So when you go to the lab, this is technically like the final-ish area of the game. So what happens here is I'll just get back to the commentary on the lab. So with the lab, the quirk of this area is that you can actually like invert gravity. And there's going to be these little bouncers. And basically what these bouncers do is they forcefully force you to flip over. So it's not like by choice. And the reason they do that is because a lot of these areas, they'd be really simple if you were to just like flip, But this way, you kind of have to time where you land. That's kind of more of the quirk here. You have to, because it kind of decides for you. That being said, here's a glitch called a line clip, which will perform, which actually is a glitch. That's unintended. And what that does is you have like a frame or two to flip when you go near a bouncer. So what happens there is that basically what happens is you flip as you hit the bouncer, and then it says, oh, okay, you got to flip. I'm going to go for a little trick here. You can do a little checkpoint skip here. Oh, no. I flipped back up this way. Okay, we're going to fall back down. Okay, anyways, I won't go for that. But, okay, so as you can see, that's kind of how this part works. And then there's a couple little preset cycles I'm going to go for here. Okay, cool, got it. So these patterns, actually, there's like so little RNG in this game that a lot of these things are predictable. Like you saw, I just kind of like went through that little thing like nothing. And that's okay, because it's not random. It's very preset, so you kind of know where everything is going to be. So as long as your setup is accurate, you're going to be okay. I have a feeling we're going to have to do intermission 2 after this cutscene ends, but we'll find out. Because there was a glitch I was going to perform that actually skips one of the intermissions, but I don't know if it really happened. Let's find out what happens here. I'm kind of crossing my fingers that I didn't mess it up. Either way, we had to do this, so I'm doing the correct thing regardless. Okay, so this is okay, let's do this. So this is intermission 2. Let's see. So this is I didn't intend to do this, but that's okay. This part of the game's interesting. Oh, okay. So this is a Gravitron. Okay. Oh no! Okay, so this part's fine. It's kind of fun actually. No! Okay, you have to hit these 5-second thresholds. So if you don't survive for the threshold, you have to kind of reset your timer a bit. So that's all I'm really hoping to do here. I'm okay at this game, but I wasn't expecting to do it in the run. So that's a thing. Okay. We hit the 45. Okay. Let's get game faces here. Some of these phases are a lot easier than other phases. I don't really understand it, but you can kind of breathe easy for this part. Okay, so this part, it's the Gravitron trick, and it's kind of a carryover from the lab, which we just visited. So that's kind of this thing. This is actually a really fun mini game in the when you unlock like the dev room, you know, after the thing. Okay, here we go. Hit the 25. That's all I care about. But you can get like crazy high scores on this. You can actually break this super hard using telejumping. But obviously I won't do that here because for the sake of time. Oh, goodness. Okay. There's kind of patterns you can do to like know how to do this, but I don't know how to do a lot of them. So I'm going to just kind of follow my heart here. Terry, please. Terry, help me out here. Okay. Okay. He's got my back. The last couple phases are a lot easier. Say that. Okay, here's the thing. They kind of warn you on the side. So this is kind of a nice little, like, I feel like this is a carryover from, like, Bullet Hells. You know, they project what's going to happen. So that's kind of fun. Terry Kavanagh had a lot of fun designing different mechanics for this game. Like, as you can see, this game has, like, one mechanic, and that's inverting gravity. But here's, like, all the stuff you can do with it. Oh, I was so close that time. Luckily, these things get pretty predictable, so. Oh, goodness. Okay, 10 more seconds. Okay. Go, go, go. Oh, my God, I was so close. And we're good. Okay, so that's Gravitron. That's the Gravitron. Okay. Super Gravitron. There we go. Do the game saved. Okay. Time for the final level. So, oh goodness. Okay, here's the thing. I think. There we go. Holy God. Okay, cool. I thought I soft-locked the game because I thought Space Station 1 was indefinitely not accessible, but we did it, which is good because we're gonna watch this cutscene again. Oh no. Okay. Okay. I'm kind of playing off script here because because I messed up intermission 2 skip. This is a little off script, and to be truly honest with you, I don't have a backup for failing intermission 2 skip. I thought that doing intermission 2 would send me straight to the final level, so there's 2 things I can do. I haven't unlocked final level time trial. So we'll have to mercy kill this run because I do not know how to access the final level in a timely manner casually without intermission 2 skip. So unfortunately, I actually can't showcase the end of this game because of the failure to do that. But at least I got to showcase Gravitron, which is kind of as fun, if not more fun. Especially because it literally led to nothing. It was absolutely worthless. So, basically, the final level is just, you know, they string together all the cool parts of the game, you know, all the quirks, and they put them into one. And you sort of see this. It's the trippiest part of the game because you flip everything on its head. But I think I showed you more than enough to kind of show you that this game is worth picking up. It's on Steam. It's on like the Switch. It's on It's on 3DS. So it's also, I think, on Terry Kavanaugh's website still. It's called like distractionware.com or something, plus all of his other games too, which are really cool. So anyways, shout out to the VVV community. I know some of them are in the chat. They're giving me some GL. Sorry I couldn't show you the end of the game, but I think I hope that was fun for everyone else as much as it was for me. That's all I have to say for this game. Thank you very much. I was sickynar. I hope you had fun watching that. And yeah, GL to the next runner.
Thank you, sickynar.